there's almost like a leathery tubing and in places that kind of hold it together. And you recall, you can see kind of some of the wounds. There was almost like a dark brown brackish fluid that's dried in some of the wounds that have healed up. Um, so it's interesting. It's almost like it's an automaton similar to FCG, but slightly more humanoid in the appearance, as well as the scratch marks, the gashes.
I think that's like, would you say that like it's metallic components attached with sort of like a tongue?
No, I would not.
Leathery,
Like a brown
like
nut.
a tongue sort
No, I would not at all.
Thanks, Jared. He only has one tongue. Frida has.
You're joining in on this too? You're eldest here? You're
I
eldest?
want nothing.
No, it's great.
I want nothing to do
I
with
just
that.
hold your fate in my hands.
Yeah, it's almost like Frida's more advanced than you have.
Oh, that's, I wouldn't say that's true.
Well, no, like just that, you're like a much earlier model. Maybe you're like really, really
That's
ancient.
interesting.
As I'm looking at the wound, can I see the difference between like slashing and any puncture marks? Is what I would be looking for.
Yeah, make it. Actually, medicine or perception for you in this instance.
That's a fucking natural one. For two.
Honestly, you're not familiar with the body type of an automaton like this, so
You look fine.
I think one of the reasons I may have survived your attack is because I don't have blood. You seemed disinterested.
Oh. I guess that's good. It won't be a problem. It won't be a problem again. I promise. I think I'm attracted to things that move and shiny things, just in general and in the elevated state. But
I wouldn't make any promises that you can't keep.
it definitely will never happen again. I promise.
Thank you. That means a lot. I did. I was thinking as I was powering off yesterday evening, Imogen, that you were trying to contact your friends. What are their names, by
Longer.
the way? Did I say that right?
It's loud.
It's longer. Or
And
Ashton.
Ashton.
We have more than just those three friends, but those are the ones that we're thinking about at this moment.
I only have one friend. Well, now I have more friends. I think there's a place in Uthadorn, the Velam Steeple.
The what?
The Velam Steeple. No promises, but there are some very learned people there, some magically inclined people there, and I think maybe they might be able to reach out to your friends, or they might know someone who can, or maybe be able to steer you in the right direction in regards to this magical lock.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I hope that they're not suffering the same fate that we are right now, but I mean, anything would be good.
I'm sure they're worried about you also.
I hope they're around to worry about us.
Of course they are. They just can't talk to us. This place that we're going to today, Uthadorn, it's safe. It's not overrun by bandits and warlords or anything like that.
No.
And folks like you and me are accepted there. A lot of weird looks, or just
I've experienced my fair share of weird looks, but I've never been harmed or, pardon my French, fucked with.
Frida. The influence is clear. I can see.
You were as the driven snow.
Nothing's changed. I see. It's awesome.
should we set off for this place?
You have contacts in the Velam Steeple?
Not contacts. No, I mean I've visited and been inside, but I
I've
don't know.
never. It's fancy.
Sounds like a church. Is it a church of some sort?
It's almost like a museum. Yeah, like I've never been inside. They don't. No.
Nice. They don't allow visitors. Is it the same way as a Star Point?
Starlight Express?
Star Point Academy that I fully remember.
Do you need healing, Imogen?
Yeah, I do. I'm distracted. No.
I guess we'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
Chad,
Yeah.
you bit me last night.
What?
I am now also.
You're in the pack. Okay, it's time to get my face tattooed on your buttocks. Do you want a profile or straight on?
Oh, I don't want.
Uh-oh.
I'm not. I'm just.
What do you mean?
I did.
About
You
the
did invite
tattoo?
me. You did
Or-
invite me.
Okay, don't tease.
I was just trying to.
Seriously though, like, how do you know he didn't attack anybody else?
I asked.
What do you mean you asked?
I asked if everybody
No,
was.
what if there was another person wandering around the woods? It wasn't part of our group.
They probably got fucking killed. Yeah.
Chad,
What? Wouldn't be the first time.
you said before you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they were all bad.
Are you sure about that?
No, he
I
has no
promise.
memory of it.
This is something you really need to get under control. You could be a menace to yourself and others.
How would you go about doing that though? How would you go about getting this under control so you can stop being a menace?
Well, remember we instituted the restraint system where every night.
Yeah, well, it didn't work, did it?
Well, we're not on an airship anymore,
You're
Imogen.
driving around. You just like hug. Or your. No, I know Deanna, but your girlfriend,
Whoa.
our girlfriend. Fling at best.
Together, not. Have you?
What?
We can.
What?
No.
What?
What are you asking?
I don't know. Things happen quickly.
I'm too old for that now.
Do you think we banged it out while you were asleep?
4 hours is a long time.
You can help a lot of stuff.
It's a very accepting group.
That is, yeah.
In your head, you hear, did y'all bang it out?
No, we did not. I just, nope.
Your help here today, you know.
You say,
Look, it's totally fine. I'll just start tracking the moon again when we're not getting teleported to a different continent. I was a little shook up. I got caught off guard. I was on my heels. Sorry, and I haven't killed an innocent person in a while.
All right, we just gotta keep track of the moon.
Yeah.
And when we know that it's gonna be full, we gotta just lock it down.
that's if the world still exists by the time the moon's full.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? Why not just get out there?
So interesting. We should go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I am stifling a panic attack because I think it's the first I've heard that a bite transfers like lycanthropy. Do I see the very obvious bite mark on my friend?
I wouldn't say it's obvious. Make a perception or medicine check.
Look, it's a hard fight.
There's a lot of
So bad. 12.
12.
Can I advantage?
Just cuz.
Like, want me to help you?
Did I burn my free advantage? Did I do your Illuminati hand signals?
Nope. 12 isn't terrible. It's better, slightly better than average. And knowing your friends, as well as you do, and as long as you've traveled together, in taking a moment and asking to cross, you see some of the scratch marks and some of the wounds that have healed through magic and just the natural process of the Orantan. There are some marks around like the shoulder that kind of was hidden by the collar of the coat, but that looks like puncture wounds.
Bill, I think when I put the death ward on you today, it stings like a sunburn. I'm just a little stressed out about it. Like, here you go, buddy.
That's. I didn't want to say anything yesterday, but I didn't realize how comforting it was to have this done every morning. Yesterday you did Mr. Buckabee.
Mistake I will never make again.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I think it's. You're free to put your death ward on whoever you
I
want.
didn't, but the one time I didn't, you almost ate you, I think.
It was kind of exciting.
Stop saying that!
I'm more concerned with the jacket tonight.
We can fix the jackets!
It's okay, dear.
You're good.
I'm better than good. I feel alive.
Wild.
You gather your things and prepare for your journey to the
Yes.
Yay!
All right.
If we make it alive.
Is the better part of a day's travel. There is a fog that's blowing in from the cold front above. It looks like a snowstorm, but at least it's a day and a half off, so it won't hit probably until you reach the city and are comfortably within the warmer subterranean earths of the city. But for this final leg of the journey, I'd like somebody to roll d20.
I'll do it. 11.
11. All right. You managed to travel through the mountain range following the paths that you're very familiar with, safely avoiding any sort of visually distinct hunting grounds for larger beasts, and kind of staying to some of the open spaces to make sure that none of the glass blades that are keeping eyes on the exterior of the mountain would accidentally take you for any dangerous individuals that are wandering close to the city and the group. But eventually you do begin to approach the base of the mountain that contains the city itself, just as the sun begins to get low in the sky, which, well, you can't see it directly. You can tell that the temperature and color of the clouds begin to dim with the end of the day. The wind is getting a bit colder, and you're arriving just in time as you begin to ascend around the bend towards the top. And you can see there are a number of like metallic cap entrances that are locked away and like partially buried in the snow. Eventually, you come around to what looks to be a massive courtyard with like century buildings and towers that look out. You can see there are cloaked figures just kind of keeping an eye. As you approach, you see a few crossbows kind of resting up on the edge of open windows or arrow slits nearby. You can see there are large, like barracks, but almost like the front has been carved out and it's a stable. And within there, you can see there are thick mountain horses with their heavy coats at the ready, as well as goats, these large mountainous goats. The flock goats that are indigenous to this mountainous region, thick, meaty legs, and like thick fur, and this massive ram horns that curl in, and you can see them kind of huddling next to each other for warmth with the storm front coming in. As you approach, looks at you with his big old square, creepy pupils.
Awesome.
That's it, the horses.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are you just touching my goats? Who the fuck are you? You look back and you can see there's one individual, this kind of rosy-cheeked dwarf woman with like a pale, almost translucent pale skin. There's a bright red chin beard, hair that's kind of pulled into two twisted braids on the sides that dangles down the end in two golden rings, and like this thick hood on the top, and she just has a crossbow kind of pointed up at you.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm Parko, so I just wanted to give little scratches. They were just so cute and fluffy. I'm not gonna take him, not gonna do anything. I just want.
Why are you playing goats? That's crazy.
Well, why?
Because I've never seen that. I'm not judging. I just haven't seen that before.
Well, it's just the way that I'm made. I don't know what to tell you. Is it okay if I?
Yeah, keep petting them. It seems to like it. I'm not stopping you. It just was. They want you coming up trying to steal my goats.
While she's distracted, can I go try to like cut
Steal
some
a goat.
fur? I just want to cut some fur off of the butt of one of the goats because I need. I need wool for my knitting.
I told you she was a disintegration.
It's so fluffy in the back.
Make a side hand check.
Oh, with
Disadvantage.
Perfect. Terrible.
I literally
It's
got a
low.
natural one. So.
Okay, well, it's above a 1. 7.
Nice. Weirdly, you still managed to succeed. They're so distracted by this half goat woman that walked into the front.
I love her so much.
As a group of 4 glass blades begin to emerge from one of the towers and approach, you can see there's this tall, thin elven man who has this, like, his features are very definitively elven, but he has this thin goatee that kind of like travels down the chin and comes to a long point, which kind of blows in the wind. His hood goes back, and he has kind of this receding hairline towards the back, kind of Bill Murray-like hair, almost, you know. And And you can see he's wearing the entire glass blades as he looks upon the rest of you, and the other ones around are also similarly armored. Um, Weapons kind of not drawn, but definitely hands at the ready when you look over. What's your business, Nuthdun?
I'm just holding
Chief, can't you just get in?
Shh, don't look at me.
Sorry. Rita, do you know how to get through the guards, or? We're returning from a journey.
I've seen you around. All right, you into who's your friends? Where'd they come from?
These are old friends, and we met them on their way to Luthadorn, actually. They're here to trade a bit.
So they'll be under your care, and you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're great here. Thanks so much.
All right then. Continue inside. Steps aside, and they kind of screw off to continue their patrol.
Do they normally give you a hard time coming into the city?
Depends on how they're feeling that day.
Oh.
We're good. This is good.
Do we need to hide you or anything?
Or hide us.
I don't think we need to hide you unless you are you.
Are you a fugitive?
Wanted to.
I haven't actually checked, but I did stab somebody in the knee.
You lived here and not
That's nothing. Was it one of those soldiers?
It was in the hand.
Who did you stab in the region?
I was a elf prick. It doesn't matter. I don't think he's here. Shouldn't be a problem as long as we stay off the deliberation disc.
What are the discs again?
The
Volition disc, the deliberation disc, and then at the very, very bottom is the Rand's disc.
the grand disc. If you want to be fancy about it.
Yes.
If you want to stay under the jacket while we walk together, perhaps I can shield you.
Yeah? Can I try it? I just hold on to your I gotta shuffle the.
And you'll see that when you reach up there are these two almost sort of natural hand holding things there that you can't quite make out what it is, but there's something
Oh,
there.
like
for you to-
shoulder handles?
Yeah, there's something on the shoulder.
Oh, so I can just lay against your back. I don't have to bump it. Nice.
Wow.
Is his body, their body, warm, cold? Is there heat?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
I press my ear up against.
Make a perception check.
It's the
14.
Yeah.
14. You just hear this very faint kind of.
I fall asleep. Oh no.
Just like, oh, yeah. Don't drool on him.
Walking past the exterior of the glass plates towers, you head into this set of stairs that leads up into this large opening. It looks to be almost like an archway, and then there is a descending staircase. This wide 15-foot wide staircase that immediately cuts downward into the darkness of the mountain below. Once you begin to enter the interior shadow, your eyes have to adjust for a minute, but the scents hit you immediately. These extremely vibrant smells of burning dry pine wood, of almost like long ashed charcoal, of hints of cooked meats and breads, along with just this kind of dry old earth smell, all mixing at once to create this unique potpourri, almost like a musty incense that immediately just tackles your senses. Descending the stairs, a couple of glass plates kind of walk past and trying to give them a nod. Kind of both just size a few of you up and then passing on by, until eventually you descend into the volition disc proper. Here, as the stairs kind of open up into a much larger archway, you're immediately greeted by this massive neighborhood of numerous structures, buildings, homesteads that run a gamut of stone-carved dwarven domiciles, small, medium, large, built into the sides of the actual mountain walls themselves, built into the sides of pillars. You can see these large, load-bearing pillars that look like 20 feet across and almost 100 feet tall, kind of meet the ceiling of this large carved cavern. And the entire thing, from this angle as you step in, is ever so faintly slanted. And you notice as the road kind of carves through. There's this road that you're standing right now. You do see a sign to the right, so there's other signs kind of lead different parts of the neighborhood that is marked as the Ogden Trail. This carves centrally down, and you see the entire city is built in this slow, gradual, descending corkscrew motion. When I say like slow descending, I mean it's miles of it slowly transitioning around like a central column that kind of marks the center part of the city. So you can only really make out this portion of what you now know to be the Militia Disc. But it is bustling. At this point in the what would be the late afternoon, pushing in into the evening, you can make out numerous people, dwarves, elves, primarily, in a unique mixture of cultural sharing. For some of you who have not been in this part, there isn't any sort of like definitive separation, but there are definitely settlements that lean more elven and cultural heritage, some lean more dwarven, some lean more human, which is the largest mixing pot of a lot of places here in Exandria. But in here, it is the architecture is starkly dwarven with bursts of elven construction. You can see up along some of the higher parts of the wall, there are beautiful wood-carved domiciles that are very indicative of classic old elven architecture that is just built into the side of this cavern. It is a unique patchwork of visuals that you weren't quite expecting without the context of what Lutheran is. And here amongst you see there are bakers, there are cobblers, there are all sorts of individuals that are selling their wares and gathering their groceries and just passing through with families. You can see there are subterranean gardens and what looks to be walkways with kind of a moss green-like bushes with subterranean trees that are given life by what looks to be like sunlight orbs that are embedded above and kind of give natural sunlight to a place where it does not actually reach. But it is a beautiful display, and immediately you see this as a warm and thriving cityscape.
Our place is right over there.
Your house?
Yeah. By the way, it's going to be a little bit of a squeeze, kind of built for this height, but you are so welcome to stay with us.
How long have you lived here?
What a fun question. Recent? Post? The gap? About 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
Pre-gap. This was where my family lived.
And what do you do, like, for, like, a living?
Oh, mostly kind of just trade. I'm very good at eating.
I've noticed.
Thanks. So, yeah, kind of just make your way. A lot of farm. What's that? It's a lot of barter. So, kind of just do a bit of that.
Like at farmers markets.
Yeah.
You notice as you begin to walk through the town, for those of you who are dazzled with the display of the city, those of you who are from here, you may notice this as well. There are normally along the streets numerous kind of glowing, enchanted baubles. They're kind of like they're the ever-burning lanterns that light the city. Many of them are dim, dark, non-functional. The city seems darker than when you remember being around. And while there are people going about their business in life, there is also, as you begin to kind of wade into the crowds of people, an occasional tension. It's kind of like an anxiety. People seem to be kind of just walking and breathing with attention.
And from what we know of the city, if there was something wrong with those lights, they usually get fixed, right?
So you've never seen anything wrong with the lights before.
I'll just say loud enough for Mr. Pockapee to hear. Mr. Pockapee, welcome home.
Thank you. This is quite strange.
It's a bit different than what I remember. I haven't been gone as long as you.
No. The lights are quite dim.
It's not supposed to be like this, though.
I've never seen them like this.
Here.
I can fix that. And I've got a light at the top of my, big walking staff.
It lights like a beacon. It's like a child all the way down the road. This like adorable squat little dwarven boy with these big apple-like cheeks goes, "Whoa!"
Nice, Flex.
Do you feel that here?
Yeah, is there a check I can make? It's just like what's a vibe check?
Just make.
Roll up.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say make make an insight check to just kind of like gather the energy of the space.
This is English. Great. What's 4 plus 13?